man from high school punter to college receiver to draft prospect. That's just half the story, or a part of it, for South Florida's Carlton Mitchell. Wait till you hear about his mom. We've got that story coming up next.
That's pretty cool.
Here's a name to listen for later this month at the NFL Draft. South Florida wide receiver Carlton Mitchell. During his junior season last fall, Carlton caught a team-high 40 passes for 706 yards. Then he impressed at both the Combine and his pro day, running a 4.440. Carlton Mitchell joins us now on ESPN First Take. Impressive numbers, and we're going to talk about you, young man. But before we do, you also have a very interesting sidebar story. Your mother, Angela, as far as we could tell, is the only, they're called cut men. It's the only thing I've ever heard them called because they've all been men, but I'll say cut person in professional boxing. She works as Antonio Tarver's cut person. What's it like for you to see Mom in the ring?
You know, it's very exciting to see my mom out there, and, you know, she likes to brag about me, but at the same time, I love to brag to everyone about her.
How did that happen?
Her out, I'm not really sure how the transaction happened, but I just know she started with a few amateur fights, and I know she's an anesthesiologist. That's her first job. And it was short on the cut, man, so my mom stepped up, and she just fell in love with it.
Now, she clearly has a background, right?
Yes, sir.
What is her background medically?
She's an anesthesiologist.
Okay, very good. Now, she was wearing a sweet robe there as she was coming into the ring with Antonio. Does she get to keep that?
Yeah, she has one framed, and I have one at my house.
Very nice. Having spent so much time around the ring, I'm wondering how it happened that you didn't end up as a boxer yourself.
You know, boxing it's a very exciting sport, you know, but at the same time, you know, my passion, my love is football. And, you know, just being around that sport, it helped me mentally, you know, how they compete and how everything that goes on, it's a whole nother action, you know, it's amazing to me.
You're pretty close to Antonio, and I understand that he'll even, when he's done with clothes, and you know how these big-time pro boxers are, they'll wear something once and then they're done with it. He'll hand it down to you. We even have some pictures of you posing in the clothes. Very nice look, by the way. What's the best thing that Antonio's ever given you?
Let's see, he's given me a lot of clues. You know, I'm very blessed and very fortunate to have someone like that in my life. And, you know, even though there's one time he gave me a jumpsuit and I found $1,000 in it, of course I gave it back, but I gave it back to him, but it was a very nice Puma suit, but every time I put it on, you know, it just reminds me of, you know, just about that moment. You know, it was a very special moment for me, and I felt very, very happy just to return that money to him, and he was happy about it. My mom was happy about it, and, you know.
It's very good thing of you to do. Imagine, you know, we get excited. Ooh, there's a $5 bill in my pocket. I must have left it there. Oh, that's a stray $1,000. I left that in a jumpsuit. Must be nice, Antonio. I read that you said, I understand the NFL doesn't need me. What exactly does that mean for you as you're preparing for the draft?
Yes, sir, that's very true. You know, I understand this is a business, and the NFL really doesn't need me. So any opportunity I get in the next level, you know, I'm going to take it, I'm going to run with it. You know, just growing up and, you know, watching guys like Cribbs and Devin Hester, they were given a very small role, you know, on special teams, you know, punt return, kick return. And they took that and they changed it to a game-changing performance. So, you know, every team in the NFL needs a receiver, but at the same time, every team don't need a receiver for the same reasons. So I'm willing to go in mentally and, you know, just compete. You know, if they need a rookie to come in and start right away, I'm ready for that. But they need me to go on special teams and be a wedge buster. You know, I'm going to be the best wedge buster there is.
Wow, I'm sure coaches and general managers love to hear that. What kind of feedback, Carlton, have you been receiving from teams?
You know, so far, I've been getting some pretty positive information, but at the same time, you can't really, you know, you have no control of it. You know, I've done everything I can in my power at this point, you know, to get the best of my situation, but, you know, you can't control the draft at all. You can't really listen to the media a lot, you know, because there's guys that could have went the first round, I say, that went the fifth round. There's guys that could have gone the second round and not get drafted at all. But, you know, mentally, I'm preparing myself for both.
You started as a punter in high school, so how did you make the transition to wide receiver and get so good at it?
Yes, I played, you know, I started off as a punter. I played baseball my whole life, played a little soccer, but there was a bad snap one day, and the coach saw me take off and run, and he told me I want to play some receiver, and I said, yes, sir, and I just fell in love with it.
We saw for the Bengals this past season, in the preseason, wide receiver Chad Ochocinco did some kicking. What are the chances that we might see you show off that leg in the NFL?
You know, the mind is a very powerful thing, and I feel as if I put my mind to anything, I could do it, so you never know.
I understand you had a pet that became the unofficial mascot at South Florida. Tell us about Iggy.
Iggy Godzilla Mitchell. I had Iggy for about 2 or 3 years. I think right now he's in my kitchen sitting on top of my George Foreman grill. You know, he climbs out and then climbs back in whenever he wants. And it's just something, you know, I'm a very simple person. I stay home a lot, take a lot of naps, watch a lot of cartoons, but he's just a laid-back animal. You know, he takes care of himself, and I just give him lettuce every now and then, and, you know, just sit there.
Well, you can't be in South Florida without having an iguana somewhere near you. Carlton Mitchell, thanks so much for coming on. Good luck to you both in the draft and as you begin your NFL career next season.